Have you ever looked around and thought, I thought I'd have everything figured out by now? Maybe you imagine your 30s would feel stable, a career you love, friends you'd grow old with, a home that finally feels like yours, a version of yourself that's confident, certain, and at peace. But instead, life feels heavier. Some friendships disappeared without a fight. Success doesn't feel as exciting as it used to. You're constantly busy, yet somehow still wondering, is this really it? If you've ever felt that way, stay with me. Welcome to Mindful Madness, where we slow down, make sense of modern life, and remember that even in the chaos, there's room to breathe. I'm really glad you're here. I've noticed something interesting. No one really warns us about our 30s. People spend years preparing us for college, for getting a job, for paying taxes, even for driving. But almost no one prepares us for becoming someone entirely different from the person we thought would be. Somewhere along the way, life quietly stops asking, what do you want to become? And starts asking, who are you? Really? That question changes everything. I remember believing that 30 was some magical line. Like one morning I'd wake up, drink my coffee, look around, and suddenly feel complete. As if confidence would arrive with age. As if clarity would magically replace confusion. But life doesn't work like birthdays. The truth is, most people don't suddenly become adults. They slowly become honest, honest about what they want, honest about what they have grown, honest about the dreams they were chasing because everyone else expected them to. And that honesty can feel terrifying because it often looks like falling apart before it looks like becoming yourself. Psychologists call this a period of identity reconstruction. But maybe we don't need complicated words. Maybe this is simply what happens when the version of ourselves we created to survive no longer fits the life we're trying to build. Maybe that's why so many people in their 30s feel lost. Not because they're failing, because they're changing. We mourn careers we once wanted, relationships we thought would last forever, versions of ourselves that no longer exist. Nobody tells us that grief doesn't only happen when someone dies. Sometimes we grieve the future we imagine. And maybe that's okay. I also think our generation faces something previous generations never experienced. Comparison without end. Open your phone, someone your age just bought a house. Someone else has started a company. Someone is traveling Europe. Someone just got married. Someone else retired early. Our grandparents compare themselves to a few neighbors. We compare ourselves to 8 billion people. No wonder peace feels impossible. The problem isn't that we're behind. The problem is that the finish line keeps moving. What if your 30s aren't supposed to feel certain? What if they're supposed to feel honest? Maybe this decade isn't about collecting achievements. Maybe it's about letting go of everything that isn't really yours. Other people's timelines, other people's expectations, other people's definition of success. Maybe the real milestone isn't owning a bigger house. Maybe it's finally sleeping peacefully at night. So tonight, instead of asking yourself, am I where I should be? Try asking, am I becoming someone I'm proud to spend my life with? Those are very different questions. One creates pressure, the other one creates peace. Before we finish, let's take one mindful minute together. Take one slow breath, relax your shoulders, notice where you're sitting, Notice the sounds around you. Now, quietly ask yourself, what expectation have I been carrying that no longer serves me? You don't need an answer today, just permission to ask that question. Maybe life won't suddenly make sense tomorrow. Maybe your path will still feel uncertain, but perhaps certainty was never the goal. Perhaps becoming more compassionate with yourself is. Because the people who look like they have everything figured out usually don't. They're simply learning, just like you are. If today's conversation helped you slow down, even for a little while, share it with someone who might need it too. And if you're looking for a quiet corner of the internet where we make sense of modern life together, I'd love to have you here. Until next time, be gentle with yourself, stay curious, and remember, take care of your mind. The world asks enough of it already.